Earlier, we told you about a potential scandal breaking ahead of the DNC. We're talking about the report of leaked DNC emails showing an effort to undermine Bernie Sanders during the primaries. Let's get reaction from a Sanders supporter and delegate, Angie Morelli. Angie, you know the details of this. You angry?
Yes, of course.
Well, is it enough to drive you away from Hillary, she is the candidate, and towards Donald Trump?
Well, I think that we've all been pretty firm in the fact that whether or not we were going to vote for Hillary, it was dependent on what we were going to find out between, specifically the Nevada convention into Philly and everything that was going to happen afterwards. And I think that certainly this Wikileaks improvement on the story that we have gotten it does not help out her case or the case of anybody who is looking at the local party support either.
Angie, I remember the Nevada convention, not the convention, but I think it was the caucuses, and there was some considerable dispute there. We're showing it on our screens right now. That was a chaotic situation. That was in Nevada during the primaries. Are we to expect a somewhat similar level of protest and chaos at the DNC convention next week from you guys, the Bernie supporters, outside the convention?
Well, that was actually the Nevada State Convention, I believe, that you're showing that footage
yes,
of.
Correct.
I can tell you that there's things that are planned inside, there's things that are planned outside. Y'all are going to have to see what happens just once we get there. But I think that there's also a lot of things that could be done to prevent some of this disruption that could happen at the Democratic convention, such as Dan Malloy coming forward and actually releasing the minority report on the TPP, considering that's the #1 thing that Bernie Sanders supporters are most upset about. We have two candidates for the Democratic nomination who are both arguing and platforming on the fact that they were against the Trans-Pacific Partnership, yet they did not allow for a simple sentence saying that's the reason why we reject the TPP to go into the Democratic platform. Then on top of that, Hillary Clinton decided to pick somebody, Tim Kaine, as her VP running mate, who has been a firm proponent and actually tried to fast-track the Trans-Pacific Partnership. So I think that all of these different things that have happened within the last couple days have been certainly rearing up for a floor fight unless they actually start listening to half of the Democratic Party at this point. You
don't think that's likely, do you? They're not going to put something new in the platform on trade, are they?
I would hope that there's very smart people in the Democratic Party, and if I was one of those smart people, I would start speaking up at this point and saying we've got some serious problems going into November unless we actually start paying attention to what is going on with all of these random things that are coming out about the Democratic Party this week. They have 4 days. They have 4 days to make it right, and
that sounds like an ultimatum, Angie. That is an ultimatum.
It's not an ultimatum. I mean, I'm just one Bernie Sanders delegate that's going into that convention, but I can't tell you that a lot of people share my sentiment.
It sounds like fix it or chaos.
I mean, people are upset, and emotions are running high. And if they thought that they saw an ununited party at the Republican convention last week, they've got something else coming to them this week. Well,
that's an interesting out cue. Angie Morelli, thank you very much indeed for joining us. We appreciate it, ma'am. Thank you.